Kobe Bryant wasn't just inspired by Michael Jordan, he was molded by him. From the moment Kobe entered the league, it was clear he wasn't trying to be the next great player. He was chasing the ghost of the greatest. He didn't just watch Jordan's highlights. He studied them like gospel. Every move, every shot, every nuance of MJ's game was dissected and replicated. Kobe's legendary footwork in the post. Jordan, that smooth fadeaway jumper that defenders couldn't stop. Jordan, even the way he talked trash, the intensity in his eyes, and the way he carried himself on and off the court, all came from studying his airness. But this wasn't blind imitation. Kobe wasn't copying to flatter Jordan. He was copying to surpass him. He believed that if he could understand the formula of greatness, he could elevate it. And to a generation who never saw MJ in his prime, Kobe was Michael Jordan. He brought that same killer instinct, that same never back down attitude, and he demanded the same level of excellence from everyone around him. There's a reason people say Kobe was the closest thing to Jordan we've ever seen, because it's not just about highlights or championships. It's about the obsession, the mindset, the complete dedication to becoming the best. Kobe once said, "What you see in me is from Michael," and he meant it. Their relationship went beyond basketball. Jordan saw himself in Kobe, the fire, the work ethic, the obsession with legacy, and Kobe saw MJ as the ultimate benchmark, not just a role model, but a roadmap to greatness. So when you watch Kobe's career unfold, the 81-point game, the 5 championships, the clutch performances, the Mamba mentality, you're not just watching a legend in his own right, you're watching the closest thing the game has ever seen to Michael Jordan. Kobe didn't just want to be like Mike, he wanted to take everything Jordan built and build higher, and in many ways, he did. Magic Johnson didn't hesitate. He said it plain and clear, Kobe Bryant is the closest thing to Michael Jordan we've ever seen, and not just on the court, but off it too. When it comes to skill, mentality, and brand power, Kobe wasn't just following in Jordan's footsteps, he was carving his own path right beside him. Let's start with the game. Kobe mirrored Jordan in ways no other player ever has. The footwork, the mid-range game, the killer instinct, the ability to take over when everything was on the line. That wasn't by accident. Kobe studied Jordan religiously, frame by frame, move by move, until he could execute with the same surgical precision. But what separated Kobe from everyone else was the mentality, the mindset, that same hunger to dominate, not just win. Like Jordan, Kobe didn't just want to beat you, he wanted to break you, mentally, physically. He wanted to leave no doubt. Now take that same fire and look off the court. Just like Jordan, Kobe wasn't satisfied with greatness on the hardwood. He had bigger plans. He built his brand, his image, and his empire. The Mamba brand wasn't just a nickname, it became a global identity. Documentaries, endorsements, a successful Oscar-winning short film. Kobe was following Jordan's blueprint, but putting his own stamp on it. They both understood that legacy isn't just about stats, it's about impact, influence, cultural relevance. Jordan changed the game with Air Jordan. Kobe carried that torch with Mamba mentality, turning it into a philosophy embraced by athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs across the world. And when Magic Johnson, one of the greatest to ever play, says Kobe is the closest to Jordan, that means something. Because it's not just about the fadeaways or the championships, it's about the full package. The commitment to greatness, the obsession with being remembered, the ability to build something that lasts far beyond the game. Kobe didn't just play like Jordan, he lived like him, and in doing so, he became more than a successor. He became a parallel, a modern-day mirror of the GOAT. If Jordan defined greatness, Kobe redefined it for the next generation. Kobe Bryant's mentality wasn't just similar to Michael Jordan's, it was nearly identical. Ruthless, relentless, unapologetically competitive. Kobe didn't just want to beat his opponents, he wanted to break them mentally, physically, and emotionally, just like Jordan did. From day one, Kobe approached the game with a singular mindset: to be the best, not just one of the best, the best. And to do that, he adopted the same killer instinct that made Michael Jordan a global icon. It wasn't just about talent, it was about obsession, about waking up at 4 a.m. to work out, about studying every detail of the game, about sacrificing everything to win. Kobe once said, "I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success." That's the Mamba mentality. That's Jordan's DNA, total accountability. zero tolerance for mediocrity, and an expectation that everyone around him should match that intensity or get left behind. You could see it in the way Kobe carried himself. The stare downs, the trash talk, the cold-blooded shots in crunch time. Like Jordan, he thrived in high-pressure moments. In fact, the pressure didn't rattle him, it fueled him. He wanted the ball with the game on the line. He lived for that spotlight. That's not just talent, that's mentality. Even teammates knew the standard. Kobe demanded more from them than most could handle. He didn't care about feelings, he cared about results. And if you weren't prepared to sacrifice the way he did, you didn't belong. That echoes everything we heard about Jordan. That ruthless leadership style, that obsession with winning at all costs. What made Kobe different was that he didn't shy away from comparisons to Jordan. He embraced them. He knew exactly who he was chasing, and he wasn't afraid to say it out loud. He wasn't playing to be liked. He was playing to be legendary. In the end, it wasn't just the stats or the rings that put Kobe alongside Jordan. It was the mindset, that fire, that drive, that unshakable belief that he was built for greatness. Just like MJ, Kobe Bryant was wired differently, and that's what made him unstoppable. The bond between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant was more than just mutual respect. It was a deep, unspoken connection forged through greatness. Jordan once called Kobe his little brother, and that wasn't just a figure of speech, it was real. Behind the fadeaways, the championships, and the headlines, there was a relationship built on shared experience, something only a few in the world could ever understand. Both men lived under a pressure most athletes never feel, the weight of expectations, the constant spotlight, the demand to not only win, but dominate. Jordan saw in Kobe the same fire that burned inside him, the same obsession, the same isolation that came with striving for perfection. It wasn't just that Kobe admired Jordan. Jordan admired Kobe right back, because Kobe didn't want handouts. He wanted to earn Jordan's respect, and he did. Every time they faced off, it wasn't just a game. It was a torch being passed, moment by moment. Jordan was the standard, and Kobe was the only one who dared to match it. Jordan later admitted that when he watched Kobe play, he saw himself. The moves, the mindset, the relentless will. Jordan didn't just recognize it, he respected it. Off the court, their connection grew even stronger. Private phone calls, late night conversations, Jordan mentoring Kobe not just as a player, but as a man, a father, a businessman. They spoke the same language, the language of legacy. They were both building something that went beyond basketball, and they knew how lonely that path could be. That's why at Kobe's memorial, Jordan broke down in tears, because he hadn't just lost a fellow competitor, he'd lost family. He called Kobe his little brother and said, "When Kobe died, a piece of me died." That level of emotion doesn't come from admiration alone. It comes from a shared journey, one filled with sacrifice, pain, triumph, and the unrelenting pursuit of greatness. In the end, the Jordan-Kobe bond wasn't just about basketball. It was about two legends who saw themselves in each other. One inspired the other, one honored the legacy, and together they formed a bridge between eras, one that defined excellence, intensity, and a brotherhood built through greatness. Kobe Bryant wasn't just influenced by Michael Jordan, he became his spiritual successor, the one player who didn't just follow in MJ's footsteps, but carried his legacy forward into a new era. Kobe didn't want to be the next Jordan, he wanted to honor Jordan by matching his greatness, and then pushing it even further. From the way he moved on the court to the way he thought about the game, Kobe mirrored Jordan with uncanny precision, but this wasn't imitation for imitation's sake. Kobe studied Jordan so he could evolve, so he could take what worked, sharpen it, and apply it to a new generation of competition. If Jordan was the original blueprint for basketball excellence, Kobe was the upgraded version, more refined, more calculated, just as lethal. He brought Jordan's style back to life when the game was shifting. As the league leaned more into pace, space, and analytics, Kobe doubled down on the fundamentals. Footwork, mid-range mastery, post moves, and clutch play. The kind of game that Jordan perfected. And in doing so, Kobe reminded the world what greatness really looked like. But what truly made him Jordan's successor wasn't just the highlights. It was the mindset, the obsession with winning, the refusal to accept anything less than domination, the way he demanded everything from himself and everyone around him. Kobe was cut from the same cloth. He wanted the last shot. He wanted the pressure. And like Jordan, he didn't care if it made him unpopular, as long as it made him a champion.